Yeah. And, all the guys, I mean, it depends. He and Adam Eaton became buddies, and we got to know Adam Eaton pretty well during his time here in D.C. Eaton shouldn't have been there. He shouldn't have been a major leaguer. A guy that's 5 foot nothing. I mean, Rudy style, right? 5'9", 160, hitting home runs off Justin Verlander in the World Series, because of course he was, right? I mean, dudes like that had to grind and scratch and claw and overcome, and sort of went from, am I sure I really belong in the NHL or Major League Baseball or whatever? And their uniform's always dirty. They're the one diving. They're the one clearing the puck on the penalty kill or making the diving catch against the wall, like Eaton was, playing with like your hair's on fire, hard 90s every time. I mean, there's parallels with those guys, and that resonates with fans, because every fan, maybe not in hockey as much, but everybody played sports. Everybody that liked sports as a grown-up did something as a kid. And all those lessons and all those things that your coaches valued, and all the different people were going, hey, give it everything you got, play hard. And when someone would do that on a big, national stage or at the highest levels, that resonates. And fans were in for a treat today that were able to come, and folks that got to watch TJ Oshie play. It was awesome, man.
TJ Oshie's career high 33 goals for the Capitals back in 2016, 2017, routinely in the mid-20s in goals, even with all of the games missed. But it wasn't really the goals. It wasn't the celebrations, the lighting of the lamp, the offense, the firepower. It was how he played the game.
That's right.
It was the joy with which that he brought to the arena and that fans loved so much. And we're joined now by the man of the hour, TJ Oshie. It is great to see you again, buddy. And thanks so much for hopping on the show. How are you?
Absolutely. Thanks, fellas. I'm better now. That was hard.
That's not easy, right?
That was a tough one, man.
That you were probably dreading that most of the day, in a sense. I mean, just the speech part of it, and because that's hard to get through.
Yeah. No, I've been editing that thing for the last couple of days, and today, right before we left, was the first time I read it out loud, and I was getting choked up in my office by myself, and so I was like, "Oh boy,
yeah,
here we go." But I saw Ryan Zimmerman, who him and Backy we're all neighbors. We got a little triangle around our preschool, and he's obviously been through it, and I just saw him on the way up here, and he's like, it's so much harder when you got everyone right there and you're looking at them. So,
and everyone's staring at you, right?
I know. I do not like to be the center of attention. It's so much better when it's like Ovi and you're here for Ovi stuff, and then you can do the interviews after. But when you're on there, it's tough.
I'm sure this is a day, while not one that you look forward to necessarily, that is coming inevitably for some period of time. What a fitting venue for it. We're at the Fountain, where you guys celebrated the Cup 7 years ago, and there are thousands of Caps fans out here cheering for you. It's hard to do better than this for a day like today.
No, it is. It's hard to do better than this. And I actually reached out to Sergey, our PR guy, who's one of the best in the biz, and I asked him, I was like, hey, how does this work? Should I just put something on social media, or do you want to make a press release? And he's like, no, let's do something great. He's like, you mean a lot to the organization in the city. Let's do something with everyone involved. So he kind of took the reins on this thing. He was asking me some dates, and I was like, well, June 9th is like the day that we went.
So
in the Fountain.
I said, whoever
my
remembered
idea.
That's big.
That was my idea.
Amazing.
I was like, why don't we do it then? I mean, June 7th is such a big day because not only did we win the Cup, I was the best man of a bachelor party that I had planned that started on June 7th. So my best friend's bachelor party started that day. My brother's birthday and my father-in-law's birthday is all June 7th. And so I knew the timeline pretty well, and I was like, hey, I don't want to take anything away from the team on June 7th. Let's maybe do the Fountain, and it worked out.
How I think people have such a hard time understanding, right? The on-ice stuff is what we get to see as fans, but you referenced it in your speech and then talking to Joe B. and Locker. It's the things that no one ever gets to see with your teammates in the room and those kind of memories. Just how unique an experience is that when you kind of look back on your career, all the guys that you get to know in this really unique thrown together family where you guys see each other more than your actual families a lot of times for months on end.
Yeah, it really is a special thing. And, I can't imagine being in a place where the whole team doesn't love each other and doesn't love the little things like going out for a beer when the plane lands, real quick before dinner, or hanging out in the locker room for longer than your wife would like you to. Like it's a special place, and you don't get to see it as a fan, but that's where the team comes together. That's where we get close. That's why we have success on the ice. it's really hard to be a good team and a good playoff team when everyone's kind of going their own ways, and there's a clique over here, and sometimes based on like where you're from, there's whatever Russians over here, Americans, other Europeans, whatever it is, dads, young guys. The best teams that I've been on, and most of the team, almost all of them here, we've all been one, and you just don't get that anywhere else. I don't care if you're playing in your country club's member tournament, or if you're in a tennis club or a book club. It's not like the team. So that's something that I'll always miss, and my most cherished memories is not on the ice. It's in the locker room.
Thought it was fitting you talked about that early July date in 16 when you got traded to the Capitals, and we don't know what that's like. Most people can't relate to that. But there's a closing of the book that we don't think about for you in St. Louis that's really emotional. But, man, if it didn't change your career in so many ways for the better, I mean, what did you know about the organization? Like, what were your thoughts about the Caps as you came here? Because now you'll be synonymous with this team forever.
I think when you're out west, especially in my younger years, you didn't see the East that much. And even to this day, you still don't. I think back then, sometimes, I feel like sometimes they weren't even in town. So I didn't know a lot except for Alex Ovechkin was here and Nicholas Backstrom was here. I think it's out there. I'm not like a big hockey nerd. I'm not watching every game. And that's really all I knew, besides a couple other guys. I knew about Johnny, playing with him in the Olympics. But other than that, it was hard. I mean, their words, not mine, but I was considered one of the fan favorites in St. Louis. And all we had talked about was, what's the problem? Why can't we beat Chicago? Why can't we beat LA? And then when you're the guy that gets traded, it's like, well, they think it's me. And so that was a tough pill to swallow. But like I said in my speech, I mean, Mac right away, the excitement in his voice when I talked to him, and then the next couple days with the fans, with Foz, with Blaine Forsythe, our power play coach, literally bringing me right in. He's like, I need to show you a couple things.
Wow.
And he's like, you're going to be perfect for this spot. And I was like, yes. I'm not even on the first power play in St. Louis. This is going to be great. And so, in my last year in St. Louis, I felt like I was kind of getting, pushed out a little bit, playing time wise and not team wise. The guys were really great to me. I loved them. Fans were amazing, but my game, I was going through a rough time. I really was. My daughter was just born. She was born with gastroschisis, so we were in the NICU for the first 3 weeks of her life, and I was navigating being a new father. And the trade it honestly changed my life, and really jump-started the last half of my career.
TJ, this has been a real treat, man. It was awesome to watch you. Congrats on getting through it, too, in addition to the next chapter of your life, man. Well-earned, my friend.
Thank you so much. It was, trust me, I was choked up there. Thank God I had the lemonade with me. That was a tough one.
Delicious lemonade.
Yeah.
Why didn't you drink the lemonade right through your dress shirt?
I should. Fans ask me all the time, and I tell them I'm saving it for cup celebrations only.
Okay.
But now that that's out, who knows?
Well, we had bets on whether you're going to jump in the fountain today. You showed up in the white pants,
and we knew it was gone.
No fountain.
I was. I'm still prepared. It honestly looks refreshing, if I'm being honest.
Yeah.
You in the fountain. A story as old as time, man.
Yeah.
You guys get in the same place. You just start staring at each other. Thank you. It means a lot to get you on for a couple minutes, and congrats. Seriously.
Thank you.
Congrats.
Thanks, boys.
TJ Oshie on his day here on your flagship home for Caps Hockey, 106.7 The Fan. Stopping by. Very, very kind of him to carve out some time for us. He's going to talk to a few of the TV stations. And then that little barge, that's a party barge tonight.
That's a party barge.
They are getting on that boat, and then they are hitting the waterways tonight. It sounds like if you are invited to that party, you're going to have a hell of a time. I'm guessing that is
There'll be so much lemonade.
The group that he talked about with him and Backstrom. I saw a bunch of former Caps are over at the bar already getting a little pregame going. My guess is if Ryan Zimmerman wants to board, he'll be allowed to.
If you are Mr. and then the name of the team,
right,
you get to get on.
Right.
Yeah.
But what a celebration they threw out here for him today.
So I asked, speaking to Zim, I remember I asked him this when it was his turn to retire and kind of go through some of these ceremonies and different things. And, would have loved to ask TJ, but he's got a million things to do. He's already gone. But, do you get it? Do you get this outpouring? You know what I mean? It's such a hard thing for a guy that's humble and grinds, and all I want to do is, my next shift to go out there and play the, one shift at a time and, help the team win. When you play this ultimate team game that is hockey, where the expectation is team, and you're only on the ice for 18, 19, 20 minutes a night as part of a four-line unit, do you get it when you stand out and fans just love you to death?